you come to terms with the fact that you're sending NC State to the Final Four for the first time since 1983?
Nah, it usually takes like a day to set in. Honestly, with all this stuff, even the ACC thing, it just takes a second. It'll be there soon.
Describe this journey, what it's been like, to just, not the best of finishes in the regular season, and now you're one of the last 4 teams playing in the country.
Again, like my coach said, in March you have a clean slate, and we've been taking advantage of every single moment.
Does it feel like this team has the attitude of you just can't lose? I mean, other teams, you're not playing other teams, they're playing you.
It feels like that at this point. Like we would say, still humble about it, but yeah, it's starting to feel that way for sure.
There were so many coaches that looked over me. Like you could name a program, I could name a coach that looked over me. The Tennessee, Rick Barnes is a great coach, but he was in a bunch of our practice, looked over me. Like it's kind of been the story of my life. People have doubted me, people look past me, and can't do that anymore.
What I'm talking about, Zach. Name names.
Ooh, we call them
out.
Naming names. So many coaches, like Rick Barnes, for example.
Like the guy. The guy just gave 40.
Yeah, we just played Tennessee.
The guy just.
You heard of Rick Barnes?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was great.
That's good.
That was great. Great stories. Great stories. Zach Edey's a great story. NC State back in the Final Four for the first time since the Jim Valvano days, since '83. That miraculous run in '83. NC State was 17-14 as of March 9th. And we know how close they were to losing in the ACC semifinal. Now they run in Tobacco Road. Alabama, in its first ever Final Four, let somebody else have something. And of course there's UConn. Ain't giving nobody anything. Ain't giving nobody nothing. UConn is a buzzsaw. It's like the UConn Invitational. I don't know if anybody can. I don't know if they can. I don't know if anybody can stop UConn.
Right.
It just they're that impressive.
And they know it.
Dude.
And their coach talk trash. Their coach knows it. Is there a way to be respectful, kind of humble, yet a trash talker? I think that's what Dan Hurley is. Jersey guy.
That's a pretty good description. That's a pretty good description.
You're like, the way we play like this, really, I think we're gonna be hard to beat. I just don't see anybody beating us. Respectfully.
Honestly, I just need somebody to keep it close. Just keep it close. You know what I mean? Just make it interesting down the stretch. They feel inevitable. They really do.
But I'll tell you, the one the way you started though, that first clip of DJ Burns.
So many good stories. Burns.
Yeah. DJ Burns Jr. Like out of all these stories, because you're right, they're all good stories.
I was about to ask you what's the second best story? Because it feels like NC State's. You got a team going, trying to repeat. You got Purdue for the first time in 44 years. You got Alabama for the first time ever. But it feels like, Michael Holley, the columnist at the Boston Globe, you're sending Michael Smith to one of these other teams. You're writing about DJ Burns. You're camped out at DJ Burns' podium.
Exactly.
In Phoenix.
DJ Burns. I'm in on DJ Burns. I'm in on Dad, like going to Dad doing this, during the game. It's just you can't watch DJ Burns for 5 minutes and not smile. That guy, that's a fun guy. That's just a fun guy to watch. He's a fun guy to watch play. He's a fun guy there should be a DJ Burns camera. Just watching him interact with people during the game.
He ain't got a podcast yet. Nowadays, everybody got. He ain't got a podcast yet.
He's got
he got a show.
He's so expressive.
Where's his streaming show? He's got to have something going.
He's so much fun.
Maybe he got one,
as
I
you
just
said,
don't know.
Man, 17-14 at the beginning of this month, and they got to win 5 games in 5 days to win the NCAA tournament. To win the ACC tournament, and they do it. So they get into the tournament, and first game's easy, second game's in overtime, And then they start to build confidence. And you look at Burns, the last game, for people who haven't been paying attention to this team, they're hard to figure out. Last game, against Marquette, DJ Burns had 4 points. He just had 4 points against Marquette. He comes out against Duke and gives them 21 in the second half, 29 overall. And so they are a team that's just hard to prepare for because they've got a little bit of everything and they're getting that confidence at the right time. I'm not going to say it doesn't make sense that they don't match up well with UConn. They don't. But I can't say they won't win the whole thing. I'm at that point where I'm fully in now. I'm fully in on NC State.
Okay.
They don't match up well.
My bet, your money.
They should not.
You taking NC State?
They should not win it. They shouldn't win.
More likely.
I think
more likely. Kansas City Chiefs three-peat or NC State national championship.
NC State. NC State. Look at this. Yeah. They're already dogs. They're already dogs against Purdue. They don't match up well against Purdue. Truth be told. But Purdue is an interesting story too.
I like the matchup in the paint. I do like the matchup in the paint. I want to see how those two bigs go at it.
Well, there's some really intriguing big men in the Final Four. Starting with UConn's lottery pick. And then you go down to Purdue, Edey getting 40, and Burns 29. You know what's crazy? Did you hear Burns say who he models his game after? Like,
who that?
If you didn't hear it, did you hear this?
No. Who did he say?
I want you to guess because you should. I'll give you a hint. First of all, he doesn't look anything like the guy he models his game after. He doesn't look like that guy. His game does not remind me of that guy's game. He models his game after that guy, and that guy, here's a hint.
Because a lot of people say Zach Randolph.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said Zach Randolph. He said I have a Zach Randolph body, but I model my game after somebody else, and it's one of your favorite players. It's one of your favorite players, an underrated player. When we talk about great centers, that guy is rarely mentioned. People kind of forget how great he was. One of your favorites. As a matter of fact, I think he's.
Is it my starting center on my all-time starting five, Hakeem Olajuwon? Oh, he's
exactly.
Olajuwon? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, do you see he modeled his game after Olajuwon?
Can't say that I do, but hey, so did I. It's okay.
I mean,
that's all right.
Even that's fun.
Worth a try.
Even that's a fun fact.
Yeah, that boy was raised right. That's good parenting.
But I'm telling you, yesterday, I mean, some of the floater, he's making floaters and bodying up and ones. I mean, he was just having fun. He's out there playing a game with a smile on his face the entire time. When he's on the bench, he's rooting like he's cheering for his teammates. The cheering section, the family section. NC State has brought the fun back to the men's tournament because remember how we started in March. It was, hey, the women, we know more. We're more invested in the storylines for the women. That's the excitement for this tournament. But the men, not so much. Well, I don't think we're saying that right now. I think both the men and women have some very intriguing storylines. Took us a while to get to know. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.